Hello. This is how I sleep these days. This is Faraday fabric. My intention for this little series of videos is to actually thank my housemates, the folks that are living in our house and helping us pay our mortgage. The other part of the intention is to give you guys some context. This is cray cray. I realize that. Gotta get my teeth fixed too. There's a lot going on. About 3% of the population has something called EHS. That's the acronym for electromagnetic hypersensitivity syndrome. Some also call it ES, electrosensitivity. Some people are sensitive to even electricity. I am one of the luckier ones. I can be around electricity. I cannot be around wireless or cellular. Cellular hurts the most. I could go into exactly why, but I think at this point people get bored and they just don't really want to understand. And that's not even fair. Sorry, that hand just started to get a volt like through it. Like maybe that's not fuck me. It's hard to touch the phone and I get little surges of pain and it makes me frustrated and I sometimes lose my temper. So that's part of it. So let's just go to how it feels. I think that if I can explain how it feels, one might be able to understand a little bit more why there's such an urgency to make one understand why they should put their phone into airplane mode immediately right now, because it hurts. It really, okay, how does it hurt? It's kind of like electric flu. It aches like the worst body aches, but electrified, but not electrified microwaved. And actually it is microwaves. They're microwaves. So it's radio frequency, which is measured in microwaves. So I am in Wi-Fi right now. Right now there's a router in somewhere in this hotel. It's a little farther away from me than when I'm at my house. And so I can stand it a bit more. That's a whole nother story and gets back to the whole reason we're doing this. Okay, stop. Okay, so just a little bit more about the way it feels. So ways that I've explained it over the last year. Like Satan himself is scraping the insides of my bones. Like not just the insides of me, but literally the core of my bones is being scraped out and scraped on the surface. Like actually I can feel those two different things. I can feel when Satan is on top of my bones and inside my bones. How's that for some weird Babylonian horror shit, huh? Okay. I can also, let's see, feel like when I drive into a town, I can start to feel the cell towers hissing. And it's interesting because there's a different hiss. Anyway, I don't want to get too much into it. All to come. So I can feel it start to hiss, and each town has a unique hiss, let's just say. And it depends on how many towers and what their configuration is. And for instance, I went to a very small town and was looking for a place to stay. And the 3 little hotels were all in a row on this kind of, not a frontage road, but very close to the highway, but off a bit. And there were the two cell towers for the area were just across the street, a very narrow little street, so like within feet of these hotels, 2 giant 5Gs. And so I'm wondering also now, is every company putting out their own 5G? I mean, because I was seeing like 1, now I'm seeing 2 right next to each other. Okay, and so you could, anyway, you can imagine that it makes one cranky. And I'm sorry that I'm not more cheerful. Also, I'm also sorry that I can't have a filter because I can't stand to be connected to the Wi-Fi. If I'm connected to the Wi-Fi, just forget about it. It feels like I'm being like brain fucked by Zeus, you know? I feel like he's just sort of like, well, first he's gone in through the eyeballs, you know, and down my ear and down into my throat, you know, and then stirred up my heart a bit, and then just, you know, for good measure, just stabbed me in the pancreas with his little Zeus arrow. And okay, so it makes one cranky. I've also compared it to being sort of a cat in a microwave being asked to calm down. So it's like being on fire, and then you want to somehow say, please stop hosing me with your fire hose. Please put your phone into airplane mode. Please toggle Wi-Fi off, because the phone will keep pinging the Wi-Fi part of it will keep trying to find a Wi-Fi network to connect with, which brings us to the number of networks. What's up? How come we need so many networks? So, why? You know, I remember when Wi-Fi. I know, it's been about 12 years, I guess. You know, like the lifetime of many of you who are much more intelligent than I am. So, fuck me. And Zeus does regularly, but I digress. So many networks. So many networks. So many networks. Why do I have to have this double chin? Used to drive down the road and there would be a network, and then some things would roll in, and then, you know, you wouldn't for a minute. You'd like drive. And then things would roll in, and then by the time you got there, you would look to see what rolled in. Okay, so I had this vision that, you know, we'd all be able to just hop on everybody's network, right? But no, they have to charge all of us. And so we're all being charged for our individual, personal sort of cancer production thing. Radiant shield of, you know, constant radiation. And extra for faster. So, anyway, so back to my housemates. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to hardwire our house. I mean, to participate. I mean, we're going to do it, right? But thank you for continuing to live with us. And I hope that you will continue to live with us, and that we can show that this is beneficial for our health. I can give you the research. Don't get me started. Anyway, it's like tobacco. It's like the COINTELPRO, the PSYOP they ran on us about tobacco. So Google that shit. Not to be ironic. So, anyway, thank you to my housemates. We are going to hardwire our house. Hardwiring with ether is faster. It is more secure. They can't hack you. They can't baller your ass unless they physically come and put a wire tap on you like the old days. I am not a criminal. And it's doesn't radiate EMF, or actually it's radio frequency. So because it's wireless, the wireless shit is what gets me. And so the like EMF, electromagnetic, I can sort of handle electricity. A lot of people can't. And then if I am around a strong magnet and magnetic, like if I hang out with my head down by the refrigerator, it will give me a headache. Yeah, and it's probably because of the magnet. Or maybe I already had that headache. I don't know. And I want to add that I realized that this sort of thing just borderlines on narcissism. But I want to assure you that I will seek help from my narcissism just as soon as I don't need it anymore to microwave my food. Did that come out wrong? And also, seriously, it is difficult to speak about personal problems when the state of the world is the way it is, particularly occupations and imprisonment of people and trafficking of people and abuse of people, and when you're an empath, it's particularly hard. And so I also want to reach out to my fellow EHS folks, for lack of a better description of it, And also, you know, suffering is, you know, maybe it's all just part of one big, like, trial, and that we all need to try to be proactive and take steps forward in solving this. Really, it might just be about people having to somehow stand for ourselves. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to say we're all in this together, and no matter our suffering, honestly, as long as one human being on this planet is suffering, how can any of us really ever? Anyway, I'm on fire, so I've got to get off this thing.